One person has died in torrential overnight rains across the eThekwini Municipality. The body of a woman has been recovered after her vehicle was swept off a bridge in Sarnia Road in Pinetown. That's in the west of Durban. She's believed to be in her 50s. The South African Weather Service has issued a level 6 warning for the province, particularly for areas along the coast. Several communities are reporting mudslides, broken boundary walls and large pools of standing water that had led to traffic congestion.
We have activated our JOC, which is the disaster management JOC, and we sat in a meeting to try and assess the situation. And the areas that were revealed in that particular JOC meeting were the Lamontville, which was severely affected with the previous floods, Clarewood, Umgababa, and all the coastal areas in the city. Notwithstanding that, we have also rural areas in the metro which we are prone to landslides after heavy rains.
All right, let's get you the latest on the story now. SABC News Reporter Nonjabulo Mntungwa-Makamu standing by in the west of Durban, in fact, at one of the affected shopping centers, and joins us now live. And Nonjabulo, an all too familiar scene there. How are some of the businesses trying to recover this morning?
Well, yes, a very good morning to you, Ayanda. We are coming to you live from the Kloof Village Mall. This is on the upper highway of Durban, more on the west side of the eThekwini Municipality. And of course, this is said to be one of the shopping malls here on the west of Durban that has been severely affected by last night's heavy rains. And if my colleague Sibu can please just pan, and so we can see some of the damage that has been caused by these heavy rains from last night. This is actually a shop where they are selling clothing items, and we have spoken to some of the business owners here at the Kloof Village Mall, saying that, you know, they've been affected so much and they've already lost so much money with them, you know, waking up to some of their items being damaged. And others have also said, Ayanda, that, you know what, they don't know what they will do should this heavy rains persist from today. But of course, I do have the owner of this shop, Mrs. Govender. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. I know we did speak this morning. You were talking about how much you've been affected and how it was so difficult for you to actually come here and try to, you know, rescue some of your items.
Yes, it was very difficult because I live in Westville, and when we did hear about the rains, we couldn't make our way up here, up Fields Hill, because there was a lot of damage happening and we didn't know what to expect when we got here in the morning. There is so much of damage that has happened, and we've had going to have a loss of trade today because we are unable to trade today.
Just currently, just give us some sort of an idea, paint us a picture as to how severe is the damage. We can see that, you know, some of the stuff, they are trying to clean up and remove the water. I know some shops have not opened this morning.
Yes, a lot of shops cannot even open. Thankfully, we are trying to extract the water from the store at the moment. However, there's a lot of damage that has happened. My Digitag system is not functioning, and the damage at the back as well. There is a lot of damage. There was no lights this morning as well. Thankfully, we have sorted that out. But after we drain out all the water, we can assess the damage further.
Thank you so much. That is Mrs. Govender, who's the owner of this shop. But I just want to take you through, because there's a number of other shops that have been affected. There is a Kloof optometrist. We did try to speak to them this morning, and at that time there was a lot of water inside this shop. We did also try to speak to the area manager, or the center manager, Candace, who did say that, you know, they've been here since the early hours of this morning trying to remove the water. And of course, they did say that because the weather was very much persistent, it was very difficult, you know, for them to try, you know, and save some of their shops. But over and above that, Ayanda, we did also visit another location in Pinetown, Sarnia, where there was an incident where a woman believed to be in her 50s, Ayanda, who died. Apparently, she was traveling from work home when her vehicle was washed away in the river, which then led to, her, going missing. Rescue missions were, busy last night, but unfortunately they couldn't continue with, the recovery mission yesterday because of the heavy rains. But this morning they did resume around about 2 to 3 a.m. and they were able, to recover her body. And of course, they did say that, other operations are actually, are currently undergoing. But we've just managed, Ayanda, now to actually locate the center manager of the Kloof Village Mall. And this is Candace. Candace, thank you so much for joining us. Just tell us about the extent of damage, how many shops that have been affected?
So, look, the whole lower ground obviously flooded last night. Not a lot of shops have been affected, very little amounts of water inside most of them. There's probably about 4 or 5 that are severely flooded, but not structurally, nothing more than cosmetic and nothing that can't be resolved and fixed.
I know, Candace, you've been busy from yesterday, and other, shop owners, they've been here who were able to actually make it. Just tell us, how bad was the damage last night? I know that some shops, they've managed, to remove the water.
There's not much damage, really. It was just the magnitude of water. I mean, I believe that it was over 200 mils of rain that fell last night in Kloof. We don't have any damage, barring a few trees that have come down. None of our drains were blocked or are blocked. It was just Mother Nature took its course last night. Yeah.
And of course, Candace, we did hear that, there's a likely that the rains could continue. Are there any measures that are in place, for this mall to ensure that, incidents like this does not happen? What do you think went wrong? What needs to be done?
Honestly, I don't think anything did go wrong. It was Mother Nature. We checked these drains yesterday. We were preparing ourselves for the rain. No one expected the amount of rain that came down last night. I can vouch, eThekwini Municipality even arrived here this morning to ask me if everything was okay. We went down to have a look at the drains. They are not blocked. I just honestly think it was the magnitude of water and drains. Our drains could not cope with the magnitude of water.
Candace, thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Well, Ayanda, that is Candace, who is the center manager of the Kloof Village Mall. And of course, they did also, say that they are working very hard to ensure that they do not lose, any of the business day in terms of, making money. But some of the shops here are, operating. There are people who are coming in. Others are even, assisting some of these shops that want to basically remove water. But over and above that, Ayanda, the eThekwini Municipality, did say that they have, established a joint disaster management center where they are working together with the various government departments to ensure that, they are able to respond as quickly as possible to various areas that have been affected. But for now, it's back to you in studio, Ayanda.
All right, Nonjabulo Mntungwa-Makamu, thanks very much indeed. Nonjabulo is in the west of Durban at a Kloof shopping center where several of those shops have been damaged by heavy downpours from yesterday. We'll certainly keep you updated on that story on the hour.